Indeed.
This guy has a 5-minute fucking respawn.
Yay?
Right. Good. Epic.
See?
Well, I mean, you can always pay me instead. I mean, yeah. You could pay me to pay you. The circular economy. True.
I'm not paying. I know
Yeah.
better.
Fair enough.
Speaking of payment, what is Patreon balance at? Why does this always go to Greg Daniels? The fuck is Greg Daniels?
Hmm.
I don't know.
What the fuck is
I
a Greg
think-
Daniels?
The thing just goes straight to Greg Daniels whenever I go to this.
Hmm.
Okay. What is... We have 80 bucks in the donation.
Nice.
I see.
Interesting. Oh boy, somebody brought the entire fucking area over here. Great.
Discord, what the fuck is this? Why am I seeing pictures of people's voices? I don't give a shit. I want to see my chat.
You clicked on the voice channel.
Yeah, my work called me because I had to make sure we were getting something so we could ship $500,000.
Hmm. Pure and sheer
Listen,
money.
based on the margin we make on this thing's ink, yeah, it's practically raw money. Well, actually, no. Cyan, magenta, and yellow gold.
Hmm. Alright then.
Fair enough. Goddamn fucking printer piece of
No,
shit.
listen. It really is a fantastic racket because we make a T-shirt printer, and this is a revolutionary T-shirt printer because it's all digital, right? So you can do a different design every time. And our competitors makes like 60, ours does like 240 an hour, and it looks better.
I
Damn.
see.
So we're selling them the machine that not only looks better than the competition, it outproduces the competition, and by the way, we're the only ones who have the rights to buy the ink.
Hmm. Interesting.
But they don't care because, you know, they're printing an absurd number of shirts relative to what they were. So they're like, on one hand, fuck you. On the other hand, I need more and I need it now.
Yeah.
No, you joke. That is literally what we are doing right now.
Thanks, Ina. Very cool.
Side note, steel is fucking bananas.
How bad are we at now?
Fucking finally.
Cat girls are finally real.
Yep.
Yes. Not, as you say, not an unheard of requirement for medical professionals. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
We've actually known about this problem for, I think... Okay, listen, Gov. Yeah, I was gonna say, Gov. Actually, literally, Gov. That's because they all quit. You did not succeed in raising your vaccination rates. You succeeded in lowering your medical professional rate. There is a significant difference between them.
Government moment.
Okay, I mean, look, on one hand, hopefully it would get rid of a bunch of dead-ass, deadbeat teachers who are garbage and shouldn't be teaching anyway. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's the problem.
Right, so, hello, Internet. Welcome to Fanfiction Contempt Theater, 9004, episode
Welcome to
71.
Fanfiction Politics Theater 9001.
Oh, yeah, no, hold on. I was muted that whole time. No one knew.
I don't think you were.
No, I was. I just unmuted us.
Amazing.
Whee!
He's only gone and done it.
Okay. I can in fact hear us on the stream. Listen, I said that because that would be what would get our podcast shut down.
Oh,
Oops.
I know, absolutely. I know how to unmute us when we're done saying this stuff.
Sneaky, I know, but it only takes once to think, yeah, I hit the mute button. I did not, in fact, hit the mute button.
He did not, in fact, hit the mute button.
God help us.
Yes,
there
indeed.
is no God.
So, anyway, tonight's
Except
story...
alcohol.
We're gonna need some alcohol for this one, but I don't have any with me right now, which is probably going to be to my detriment.
You know, I'm over here
Yeah.
trying to be a good person,
Yeah.
do good things.
Yeah.
But I also contribute to this show, so I figure
Yeah.
karmically I'm gonna be pretty negative.
It balances out.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Deep
So
red.
this is a My Hero Academia Devil May Cry crossover story.
Look, unless you're just putting Dante in Dante, not from DMC, but just nice, normal, somewhat terrible person Dante into My Hero, I'm not interested.
Yeah. So this is Dante. After Dante defeated Mundus, Virgil was freed from Mundus
Virgil,
control.
eh?
Years later, he meets woman in Comodoria, and they have child. Virgil disappears soon after Izuku is born, but he leaves his son a gift, Yamato.
Wait.
Virgil the deadbeat that.
Yes.
Okay, no, that's actually canon.
Yes.
That is super canon. Wait a minute,
I'm
were
waiting.
talking about... I thought we were talking about what happened to Dante. Why are we suddenly talking about Virgil's deadbeat daddery?
No, Dante beat up Mundus, which freed Virgil from control, and now Dante doesn't matter anymore. We're moving past Dante. We're now talking about Virgil having knocked
right,
up
except
Inko.
The problem with that is...
The world has been past the need for Dante.
Well, A, yes. B, canonically, that's super out of time order. Because it's what? 3... Isn't it 3...
It's 3, 1, 4, 5.
It's a real problem.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We don't talk about 2. As far as I'm aware, 2 doesn't matter.
No, unfortunately, 2 is in fact in the timeline.
Not that I'm aware of. I will say I did actually end. I did stop reading a story today. It wasn't a great story, which is why I had no problem stop reading it. But it was one of those stories where it's like, you know what? I'll give the author a pass on this. I'll give the author a pass on that, because it's not like egregious what they're doing. You know, some of the characters are a little out of character here and a little out of character there, but we're like, you know, a full book in character development of this fan fiction so far. So the characters can get, you know, they have the leeway to be developed in different directions from canon, right?
Yeah, like I will say, I'm reading a Worm Gundam crossover, which is actually really good. And they've done a lot of stuff to make Taylor not get in her own way as much. Namely, starting to get over her trust issues by giving her people that she can trust and that aren't shitheads and behave like rational people.
I see.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, anyway, so...
Which is, sorry, all that to say, my point is, that is, of course, wildly out of character for everyone in Worm, but it makes sense in the story.
Right, yeah, but the point being is that the characters aren't out of character if you develop their characters to be different from canon. Like, out of character only applies when the character is acting out of character. Like, how Aragon acts in reaction to an event... Book 3 Aragon reacts to an event versus Book 1 Aragon reacting to an event. They're both in character, because that's their character at the time. But if you have Book 1 Aragon react to an event like they would if they were Book 3 Aragon, well, that's out of character, because they aren't Book 3 Aragon. They're still Book 1 Aragon, who hasn't gone through the development to change their character into Book 3 Aragon. And so that's a very important point. So this is as an author, you really need to learn definitions of words. And even if the author wasn't aware of what they were saying in their author's note, which made me stop reading their story, I stopped reading their story anyway, because either they were correct, and there's no point in reading the story anymore, or they were wrong, which means they don't know how to write a story. So what I'm saying is that I was reading a story in which the main characters were Percy Jackson and Artemis from Percy Jackson and the Olympians. And a chapter had passed where the two were acting a bit, you know, in character for their new canon. If a bit accelerated. That was a main problem of this story, is that everything was happening at a really accelerated rate. Like, the events weren't really being described. We weren't really getting that much internal narrative from the perspectives of the peoples that it was following. It was just like, thing happens, I react to it this way, and then we move on, and then a new thing happens. And it's just like, wow, okay, that's a really fast-ass pace. So, I mean, that wasn't great, but, you know, it was tolerable, whatever. But the author made the next chapter start with an author's note saying, I know many people are saying that Percy and Artemis are very out of character now, but it's fan fiction. It's supposed to be whatever we want.
The moment that you do that is the moment you automatically...
So I dropped the story. Yeah. Yeah, because the author clearly doesn't understand what writing is. If they're a book into this story, and they still think for some reason that their characters not being exactly canon compliant anymore is somehow them being out of character, and that it's fan fiction, we can do whatever we want, anything can happen, is still a valid excuse after they just spent the entire fucking 120k words before that chapter justifying why the events in this current chapter are happening. So it's like they are either completely unself-aware, like they're so unself-aware that they're this sort of like animal that attacks the reflection in a mirror, you know? That's their level of self-awareness. Or they just spent 2 years and 120k words justifying a bunch of events, and then when asked about why this event happened, they respond with, "Oh, well, it's fan fiction. Anything can happen." Like, no, you dipshit. You just spent 120k words saying why it happened. That's why it happened.
Because you wrote it to happen.
It's amazing.
Fuck, like, you see what I mean? That's why I ended up dropping the story. Because either they're wrong, and they didn't do the development properly, and they were actually still out of character. And, you know, these events shouldn't be happening, and they didn't properly develop the story. So at which point, why the fuck am I still reading it? Or they're right, and they have fundamentally no understanding of the definitions of words and how they dynamically apply to the setting. So either way, why am I reading a story by them? Answer, I'm not.
Epic.
So, let's get into the story here. So this is 27 chapters with 128k words total. It's an ongoing story, only about a year long. It's got 1,000 favorites and follows. So that would put 27 chapters, 128k words. That's what, 6? 6k?
Oh, 6k.
Yeah,
By the way,
6K.
you might wanna actually show it on the stream.
Yes, I know. I was getting to that.
I was gonna say I actually just assumed he was leaving it off on purpose this time.
No, fair enough. Maybe you should.
Dealing
Audio
with a
only
dog
stream.
issue gummies be a sec. Wait, is he
No
issuing
ceremony.
his dog gummies? Or is he
Yeah.
eating gummies for dogs?
I'm going to assume it's the first one.
I
A
mean,
long time
knows?
ago, there was a war between the human world and the underworld. Humanity lost all hope when the Prince of Darkness, Mundus, invaded with the horde of demons. When all hope seemed to be lost, one demon took up arms against his own kind and fought for the humans. His name was Sparta!
By the way, I want to point out
greatest
something people
warrior.
rarely talk about.
Yeah.
Sparta 1v1'd his entire goddamn race.
Yeah, yeah.
gamer mode.
His name was. This is the what the fuck's going on here? His name was Sparta. He was greatest warrior of the underworld and not even.
He wasn't even.
He was not even.
He was uneven. Slanted, perhaps.
I mean, that might explain some stuff about Virgil.
He alone faced the armies of the underworld and pushed them back into their domain. Sparta used the blood of a priestess to seal the gates of the underworld. He then sealed Mundus away on a mallet island. Oh yeah, this was 4, right? Yeah, 4. At the cost of his powers. With his power gone, Sparta walked the earth for 2,000 years as the protector of humanity, until he met a woman that changed his life and gave him happiness. Her name was Eva, and from that moment he fell in love with her. She accepted him and saw the good and kindness in him. A few years later, they had kids. Twins named Virgil and Dante. Sparta was happy that he got to experience what it meant to be human, but nothing good lasted forever. Yeah, so anyway, basically the author is just giving everyone a synopsis on Devil May Cry.
Damn. But why?
I don't know. Devil May Cry, in my personal opinion, is a little bit more popular than My Hero Academia. I guess with the Zoomer generation it wouldn't be.
Yeah, no. Not in the current day, old man.
It was at one point. Now, I will say, DMC has something that, unfortunately, for My Hero, it's probably never going to possess, which is, like, DMC has survived long enough to become a timeless classic where people play it and go, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So DMC goes through waves of
Dante.
popularity, usually on the heels of some ultra famous individual finding out about it and going, this is the shit, and then other famous people go, this is the shit.
Yeah.
As long as you don't play 2.
Gura still has to play 4. And 1.
She's gonna do it.
I'd like to see her finish West of Loathing first. Though. That's
blah blah blah. Teaming evidence. Stop her father. Arkham. Her name's not Lady Author. She dismissed her name.
Her name. She does she doesn't legally change it, but she does in fact make her name Lady. That is how she has them address her.
I'm aware, but my point is that this is the author's synopsis of what happens at the end of 3. I'm sorry, at the beginning of 3. My bad. Beginning of 3. After the battle, both brothers went their separate ways until 3 years later when they met again at the age of 18.
They did not go their separate ways. Virgil ended up in the fucking demon realm.
Yeah. Until 3 years
Stepped
later,
off a ledge to do it.
When they met again at the age of 18, teaming up with the walking arsenal known as Lady to stop her father, Arkham, who wanted their blood and
I'm
amulet.
sorry. Yeah, I think at the end of 1, I think that's the only game where Virgil doesn't go into the demon realm.
Yeah.
At the end of the game.
So literally, they're just butchering the start of 3 because all of this is wrong. Virgil and Arkham were working together for the first half. Lady wasn't known as Lady until the last bit. And Dante and Lady didn't team up until the last bit as well.
Like, at best, they sorta helped each other. Like, Lady wanted absolutely nothing to do with Dante. Because, in her defense, she had some prejudice issues to adjust.
Yes. Also, you're just like, the author's like capitalizing these random words, but doesn't capitalize Tim and Ingru. Doesn't even properly spell it. It's like key building location set piece. Can't be fucked.
Yeah, not important.
It's just it's so fucking cringe. It's just like this is a complete butchering of how the freaking Devil May Cry 3 started. It's like, dude, come on, seriously? And, well, blah, blah, blah. They had one more battle. He lost his brother as Virgil fell into that. No, he went into the world on purpose. He literally, like, cut a hole in the rock.
He purposefully stepped back.
Into the world. Yeah.
Dante reached out a hand to save him, and Virgil's response was to cut that hand.
Yeah. Then Dante started up at DMC. 4 years later, bewitching Devil Trish, who told him the Mundus Mallet Island. So this is Devil May Cry 4. Nello Angelo.
No, that's real.
Okay.
Alright then.
Alright.
Like, I hate to be the one to tell you, but Nello Angelo is absolutely canon.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's Virgil, but I didn't remember that being his name. While he worked for Mundus. Anyway, blah blah blah, freed Trish, blah blah blah, Sparta, Argo sack these nuts, blah blah blah, yeah, okay, alright, so yeah, then we accelerate timelines, blah blah blah, end of Devil May Cry 4, 2 years later, Virgil went on his own path and met a woman named Inko Midoriya, and then they fucked each other. And then Virgil told Inko that he was a half-demon god and that he murdered a shit ton of people. Inko was shocked.
Fairly certain that no matter what Virgil did, he would never talk about that.
No. Not at all.
Like, listen, there's either he literally told the individual about it right at the start, I am a half demon, you are nothing to me, or he never mentioned it. Like, that's the only two options.
Pretty much. Virgil later told Inko about his history and what he had done. Inko was shocked and a little bit afraid, but she put it aside and accepted Virgil for who he was and never judged him again.
He was the storm that is
2
approaching.
years later, they had a kid who also carried the blood of Sparta and obviously would grow up to become a legend. This story is, however, not about the sons of Sparta. It's about the sons of Sparta. And this is how he became the world's greatest hero. Yeah, so this is really fucking cringe. And apparently this is the V2 version of the first chapter. Because the author's note says, I'd like to... the first chapter.
Oh, Jesus God.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to see, like, chapter 2. Because this isn't really anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is just...
I will leave a review then.
Epic.
Izuka's Awakening. Izukus.
Couscous?
Izukus. Yes, Izukus.
Isugama balls.
So the same cringe-ass opening, but written more cringe-ass. With less grammar.
Epic.
Couldn't even capitalize I. Fucking pathetic.
Couldn't be fucked?
Nope, couldn't be fucked. Izukus and his mother were coming back home from outing for past year. Every time she went to work, her co-workers would whisper her about her son being quirkless. She didn't let it get to her because she knew her son needed all the support he could get. And she told herself that she wouldn't be a mother if she can't support her son's dreams. So this is the other thing that I'm really going to be heavy doubting on how the author's probably going to be portraying this. Like, Inko knows, according to the author, Inko knows that Izuku's father is a half-demon god who is probably one of the strongest creatures in reality.
I would say it also brings up an interesting problem with the demon blood in standard DMC. Like, by all indications, my God, I can't even think of his name. By all indications, the individual known as Nero is going to reach the same heights of power as his dad and uncle. Right? Slower, but there has so far been shown to be no cap on his growth.
I'm not fully supportive of that. Like, it's a very supported fan theory because it's never really confirmed in canon at all. Because the main issue I have with the evidence behind that is a bunch of game mechanics from 5. And
no,
yes,
but I'm talking about stuff like him acquiring a DT.
No, I mean,
right?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, but I mean, there's a little bit of a difference between, Virgil and Dante doing their sin devil triggers and him just getting a devil trigger.
Right, but my point is, when we meet them, Virgil and Dante are both capable of DT. Well, Virgil's capable of DT before Dante, but that's just because Virgil spent more time jerking off his demon side.
Yeah, but I mean, that's sort
but
of
my point is, they're like 16 and 8, or like 18 and 18 or something, right?
Yeah.
Virgil, I'm sorry, not
Nero.
I don't know why I can't keep their fucking name straight. Nero is only a little bit older than them when he gets his DT.
I mean, so like I said, there's really no means of actually comparing their power levels, because the issue here is that the only real scene we have where all three were interacting in a way that could be absent of game mechanics, so basically the end of Devil May Cry 5, where Nero comes up and bitch slaps both Virgil and Dante. You could also frame that in that Virgil didn't want to kill his son, and that
Nah,
Dante
that's
didn't.
nonsense. He's shown, like, as far as that one goes, he has shown zero compunctions about harming his child. Like, listen, I could easily accept.
Hold on. There's a major difference between harming your child and killing your child. Can't believe I'm saying that.
Okay,
But
and I can't believe I'm about to reply with this. If you are willing to dismember your child,
he got
it's
better.
really not that much of a
He got
stretch.
better. You can't say, "Oh, I dismembered the child, therefore I'm evil," if the child is capable of regrowing the arm.
No, but that's the thing. The child didn't regrow the arm. He had to, as a
He got
one.
it back
He had to go
later.
beat Dad up to get the arm back.
That's a normal child cannot go beat up their father and just casually reacquire their arm after it's been cut off. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
and a
Voices
normal
now.
father wouldn't be dismembering his child's arm in the first place, regardless of whether or not it's secretly a katana.
Right, exactly. So the point being is that if Virgil knows that the child is in fact capable of gaining the arm back,
No,
then
he does. You cannot make a reasonable assertion that he had any knowledge of that.
Oh my god.
What is this conversation?
Yo, the divorce was so fucking sick, man. I
all
kept the
I'm
child, but he
saying
took
is
his fucking arm.
dismemberment is completely valid if your child is capable of regrowing the limb.
It's heckin' valid, uwu.
But Sneaky, he didn't know that. That's like saying I cut off the arm to test if he could grow it back.
Well, I mean, that is
Yeah.
kind of in line with Virgil's character, so...
It is. I'm not saying that makes it good. Also, someone does raise a good point. He cut off Nero's hand and then left him on the garage floor.
Yeah, while this is true, I would like to point out that he had full opportunity to just kill Nero at that point, and he didn't. So, again, it would be more in line to say that Virgil's world theory is playing a part in this, and where he's like, if my son is strong enough to survive this, then he has gained power.
You know what? I'll grant you that. Also, yeah, so Sneaky, I looked it up.
Yeah.
Dante and Virgil are
Yeah.
19 in DMC3. Nero is 19 in DMC5.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no, he's in his mid. It just says mid 20s in DMC5. So that could be, yeah, that could be 23.
Mid
That could be
20s is around
25.
25, so I would say 24 to 26.
Yeah. So he wanted the left arm because the left arm secretly was the Yamato, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to get into that from DMC4, which we're not getting into, right?
Yeah.
But my point there is, if we're looking at this purely from the amount of devil blood, right? It appears that having a quarter of the full power
Yeah.
just means you will acquire that full power more slowly.
Yeah.
Now, as we saw with both, right, and this was a consistent trend with Virgil and Dante, and then Nero, exposure to danger and need can make the power progress more quickly, right?
It makes you feel motivated.
Yes, it does in fact make you feel motivated. Motivated to regrow your arm and punch Dad for being a deadbeat.
Yeah, no.
Dad likes Cali? What?
Yeah, all I'm saying is that I personally, despite what that one cutscene shows, I personally believe that Nero is weaker than both Dante and Virgil. And barring any major event that would put them out of commission for a while, I think it's going to remain that way.
Right. I'm not saying that he's stronger than them. I'm saying, as far as we can see, having a lesser amount of demon blood only appears to slow the growth. So far, it has not shown to be a cap.
Yeah. No. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with demons is that there is no cap. But they are limited by the whole ego thing, where they kind of get stuck in that rut, where because they have unlimited power and always basically had unlimited power, they never really had to think about how to use that unlimited power in ways that was, outside of the bounds of what they figured out already. And that's basically shown multiple times in where the human side, the ingenuity and the determination, the motivation of both Virgil and Dante, which is why they always end up triumphing in the end over the various demons, despite how powerful they are, because specifically they are able to think outside of the ruts that demons land themselves in.
Yeah, but that's actually the whole reason that Devil Arms came into existence. Right? And the implication here, right? Devil Arms are not new to Virgil and Dante. The implication there being that there are humans, right? There would have been humans like Lady. Well, not with Lady as equipment, right? But there would have been those badass humans capable of beating a demon. And so the demon would have been like, you know what? Yeah, you kicked my ass. I'll be a weapon for you for a while. And I get to learn from you.
Basically, yeah. Probably.
Look, if there was ever going to be a story I'd read, I'd want to read that story about, right, whatever random jobber beat the shit out of a demon and got a motorcycle.
That's fair. On their way home, they decided to go through the park. It was so quiet as they walked through the park. The lights started flickering in the park.
Why are we double emphasizing
and she heard a growl, and she started walking faster. With Izuku, as the sound got closer, she picked him up and started running, hoping they could get away from sound chasing them. The creature caught up with them, and standing all four limb, it growled. By the way, there's no periods in that paragraph.
Yeah, we know. We can see.
Where is he? I smell the blood of Sparta. Where is that traitor? Yelled the demon as it looked around for the traitor. His eyes fell on Izuku and Inko. Inko apparently is being regulated to a normal object, as she's no longer capitalized. As it is based.
I mean, to be fair, that's in line with Virgil's worldview.
Very epic.
As it moved towards them, he then sniffed the air and looked towards the boy. As he already looked at the boy. You little boy, you smell just like him, just like a cursed Sparta. The demon said with low growl as it moved towards them as Inko held Izuku. The demon then launched itself at them, but they managed to move out of the way and started running.
Ow.
But the demon caught up with them and blocked their path of escape. It then swung its bladed claws, hitting Inko, and she was sent back into the ground with such force that it just knocked her out.
No, she's dead.
Yeah, she's pretty much dead.
Epic.
Izuku ran towards his mother's side. Oh, he has multiple moms? Apparently she's split in half. Ooh,
I mean,
rough.
to be fair, a demon slammed her into the ground. She's probably been bisected.
Mom, please wake up, please. Izuku said, with tears forming.
She's just unconscious. No, Izuku, she's in pieces.
He's about to rest in pieces.
Yeah.
Izuku said with tears forming on his eyes.
Polite enough to help dig
on his eyes? Apparently Izuku's special power is to cry directly out of his pupils.
That's,
That sounds like a medical issue.
You see, what happened was when the demon was writing up his character sheet, he wrote down the wrong damage type, and instead of slashing the claws, he wrote down the claws were blunt damage.
Yeah. You gotta get those claws filed down.
What the fuck is this Bleach rip-off scene?
Oh, yeah. No one's questioning that. We're just not dignifying it.
I'm going to kill you, boy. With your death, we will have vengeance on Sparta. But first, I'm going to kill that woman before I kill you, said the demon as it got closer to them, releasing kill intent. Oh no! It's releasing the kill intent!
The intent of kill.
It is the intent of kill. Izuku stood in front of his mother protectively. He was shaking in fear, but he ignored it as he wanted to save his mother. I won't let you hurt her, Izuku said, still shaking. The demon laughed. And how are you going to stop me? Said the demon. I would just like to point out that this demon knows he is the grandson of Sparta and is like, you have the power of Sparta in you. I'm going to kill you. And then the kid stays, I'm gonna fight you. And he's like, with what power are you gonna fight me? I don't know. The power of Sparta you just said the kid had?
Like, listen, if you know anything about Sparta, you should be knowing better than to stand there waiting.
The demon turned one mom into two moms. The demon is woke.
Oh no.
Before it got closer, it shot its claws. Wait, when did he get a gun?
No, sneaky. It's like the stabbing, the spear stabbing animation for generals from Fire Emblem. Hold on, let me pull this up for you. It'll make everything clear.
I see. It shot its claws, cutting Izuku in his arm and leg. It looks like he corrected his character sheet, and the claws now do proper cutting damage.
I see.
As he fell on his knees. Wait, why would you fall on your knees? Wouldn't you, like, go flying backwards? Think like your mother just went flying backwards? As he fell on his knees, the demon gave him a very kick. What?
A very kick, right?
The demon gave him a very kick.
Alright then. As opposed to minor kick?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. As he clutched his stomach in pain, the demon stood over his mother as Zuko watched his horror as it was about to kill her. Say goodbye to her, boy, the demon said as it raised its claws to finish her. As it went for killing blow, its claws stopped inches from her face as the demon felt powerful demon aura. What is this power? It feels like death is looming over me, the demon said as it looks over to Izuku and saw him emanating with power.
Emanating, eh? That's
That's what it says. Emanating with power.
Oh god, it actually is, yeah.
He's emanating.
Well done. Alright then.
Oh no, he's emanating. He's gonna become fodder.
Oh no. How are he doing?
Backed up in fear as Izuku stood up looking at him with glowing red eye. An aura surround body that took shape of armor figure. Nero's DMC4 Devil Trigger. Izuku stretched out his right arm as spectral figure mimicked his movement to grab the demon. It struggled to break free but then was slammed into ground repeatedly by Izuku. It screamed in pain as it was done for over and over again.
It was done for over and over again, eh?
Izuku then started to crush the demon. You will not hurt her, Izuku said in a warped voice as he continued to squeeze the demon. Inko began to wake up as she heard screams of pain, and when she came to, she saw the spectral figure hovering over Izuku, and saw the demon that attacked her being held by Spectral Arm.
It's not a spectral figure, it's just an arm.
Sorry, by Spectra Arm. Held by the Spectra Arm. She looked over and saw Izuku's entire right arm changed.
Alright, so Sneaky, it's a little tiny, but this is the animation. I couldn't find the much more fun version of the axe one, but this is sufficient. So check Fic 9K.
I see. That's something.
I'll be honest, it's definitely one of my favorite attack animations from Fire Emblem. This armor is too heavy for me to walk to stab you with. Instead, I shall have a pneumatic spear.
Quite. Izuku turned into DMC4 Devilbringer. She looked on in shock as her son continued to slam it into the ground. After that, she saw that his arm was also absorbing demon energy, adding it to his own, and spectral figure grew in size. Izuku
Again,
then
not
crushed demon
how
and let it
any
fall
of
to
that
ground.
works.
I know. As it looked at Izuku, it saw a horned figure standing where Izuku was. So this is power of descendant of Sparta. I may have failed, but others will come for you, and they will end you. Haha, enjoy what time you have left, boy, said the demon as it turned into dust. Izuku's transformation vanished and he fell to ground. Inko rushed to her son and held him as tears came from her eyes. When she held him, a blue light covered his arm, changing it back to normal. She also saw that all his wounds were healed and he was
Wait a minute,
exhausted.
he's already getting the normal No,
Yes.
author.
Yes.
Okay, look, we don't know when Nero got his cool, useful arm. But we know that it was decidedly not normal for a very long time.
Inko wasn't a dense woman. She knew they were attacked by demon. When Izuku's father told her about them, she didn't believe until they were attacked by demon 1 year before Izuku was born. It was then her lover told her the truth about him and what he did, but she still loved him and accepted him. Before he left her, she told her that if Izuku should ever awaken his powers, she should call the number Devil May Cry. Sorry, Devil Never Cry. He also told her to give Izuku his sword Yamto when he had mastered his powers, and after that he disappeared a year after Izuku was born. Inko took Izuku home and laid him on a bed. As she looked for the number to call, she found it and said, "Hello, Devil May Cry, how can I help you?"
Really, she said that. Interesting. I'm not sure why she's working the phones for Dante. Also, Virgil would literally never give up the Yamato. He, once again, quite literally dismembered his own progeny to regain that weapon.
True. Devils never cry, Inko said the password and voice became serious. Alright, miss, how can I help you? My name is Inko Midoriya and I'm calling because I need your help with my son, she said. What happened? Did something attack him? Inko told him everything. And he said, okay, so what do you want from me? You want me to protect him? Yes, Virgil told me to call his powers awaken. At the mention of Virgil's name, nearly knocked him off chair. Hold on, did you say Virgil, as in guy with white hair and permanent scowl? Is that him? He asked in hysterical manner. Yes, that's him. What's his relationship with the boy? He asked. He's Izuku's father, she said, as there was silence for a few seconds. Ha 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 ha. Wait, hold on, are you telling me Sir Scowl-a-Lot has a kid? He said while laughing continuously. What's so funny about that? Inko asked. Well, for one, I never thought Virgil was going to get laid. Hell, I thought he was gay.
No?
Why are you
That's-
just telling someone this, Dante?
I was gonna say, for everything Dante's ever done, I don't think he's ever cracked any jokes about anybody's sexuality.
Yeah, no.
Certainly cracked jokes about his own prowess, but...
Wow, you melted his stone heart. You must really be a hell of a woman. How is my brother doing? I don't know. He disappeared, and he said I should call you. Yeah, that might have been a little bit obvious there, Dante. Like, I don't think Virgil would tell his wife to call you asking for help if he was still there. Just, you know...
Yeah.
Throwing that one out there. Okay, where are you? We are in Japan. Huh? Okay, Japan. I'll be there in a week. I'll call when I'm in Japan in a week. It's gonna be one hell of a party. All right, I'll see you in a week. Thank
Can
you.
I point out, she doesn't provide, like, an address or contact information, or... Because, like, let's be real. Do you think Dante can afford caller ID?
No. No, I don't.
I don't
Nope.
think he can even afford a callback.
I don't think he knows how to work phones.
I mean, to be fair, his method of answering the phone is to kick his desk.
I mean, what more do you need?
So my big bro had a kid. Well, that was unexpected. Call Lady and Trish. Tell them I'm gonna be in Japan. And for a while, I'll send the address of where I'm gonna be staying. And order
You don't
me some
have the
pizza.
address!
Seriously, how are you still alive if all you eat is pizza and strawberry sundaes? Half demon. Hey, don't diss pizza. It's mankind's greatest creation. Now give me, please, Morrison. Okay, if you say so, Dante. I wonder what Virgil's kid gonna be like. Well, I'm gonna find out. I just hope he's different from his father. The end.
Thank God.
Author's note. Finally finished this chapter. Now we get to see Izuku tap into his demon powers and face a demon. We also got to see more Inko and Virgil's relationship. Inko isn't someone to judge others. She saw Virgil for who he was, man who was lost. Of course, she fell in love with him.
Author.
No, Virgil's actually pretty clear on his course. And his course is killing a whole lot of fucking people.
Yeah. Also, we got introduced that Dante, Trish, and Lady will also be introduced in the next chapter, and we get to see some training for Izuku. Also, Izuku's Devil Bringer covers his entire right arm, not just half of it, and he can absorb demon energy, which makes him stronger. Also, he has instant regeneration.
Yes, of course.
And will be able to jump high and jump far and can drop buildings on people. So please enjoy and tell me what you didn't like about this chapter so I can improve. Also,
that's
it's gonna be a harem.
That's a lot of things. Mm.
Delete this story.
No, Sneaky, try some real criticism. I understand we want him to delete the story,
It
but...
will be a major improvement. If not, you can at least attend an English class in your scholastic career, because your spag is so bad that a first grader is more prolific than you. Did I really spell all of those words right?
Nope. The autocorrect.
But I
helped you
think
out.
you're... Sneaky, I'm pretty sure you're
Okay,
using prolific wrong before we post that.
No, I don't think I'm learning. No, I'm pretty sure I'm using prolific correctly. Producing
Correctly in a loose way.
Sneaky. It's prolific just means present in large numbers or quantities. Plentiful.
Fair enough. Fine with that.
So,
it's
this author is in fact
Proficient.
quite prolific.
Proficient, Sneaky, proficient.
Yeah, proficient. Yeah, I know I spelled that word wrong. I was waiting for you to correct me. Alright. Yeah, post review. Alrighty then. And we can move this securely into this section.
Where it will forevermore remain and never trouble the eyes of men again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Until someone opens the vault.
Alright, let's do this
Never
one
open
next.
the vault.
God.
Aura, As far as Dante's obsession with pizza goes, he just really mentions eating it a lot. I don't think he ever really goes into a full Naruto diatribe about it. I believe that's more just the fandom's retarded interpretation of it.
Not even in the anime does he go into it. As far as I can tell, the whole reason he just eats a shitload of pizza is one simple thing. Dante is a fundamentally lazy motherfucker. Like, in all aspects of life that don't involve fighting demons, Dante is lazy. So he orders pizza because pizza's easy.
More or less. So anyway, this is Shinigami Prototype. Ichigo has just won the Winter War, but on the heels of that comes one which sends Ichigo and his friends to the heart of New York City to save the world of the living. Huh?
Is he Finnish?
Yes. Side note, the cast of Bleach being involved in that war, it's over in like 10 fucking seconds. This is an Ichigo who's recovered his power. This is literally someone who fought a god.
Stabbed the god. Shot him right through the heart.
He sealed one god, and then just realized that wasn't a permanent enough solution, so he killed another one. Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure Chad could literally stop a Titan punch.
Anyway, to save the world of the living and Soul Society with James Heller. What? And to fight the ultimate monster, Alex Mercer. First story ever. Please review it. The pairings are Ichigo times Orihime and Rukia times Renji.
Like, this is so hilariously tilted in the favor of the Bleach cat. Like, I'm sorry. Alex Mercer doesn't have a fucking chance in hell.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, but I'm also, like, really confused by this.
What pile of garbage did I just walk into?
Oh, you missed it. You're lucky. You missed a much bigger pile of garbage.
You did.
Yeah.
But this one happens to be Bleach Prototype.
I don't see how those are remotely compatible.
They aren't.
You also missed a great argument between
like
the two idiots.
Even if we pretend that he could regenerate through things like Getsuga Tensho and whatever the fuck comes out of Chad's arm, Orihime literally can remove things from time. You can't regenerate being removed from the flow of time.
I've got a few shonen stories that would disagree with you.
Yeah.
On that one.
Yeah.
Okay, you are correct, but not in Bleach.
Also, yeah.
Listen, not everyone is Jack Racken who re-exists because they're bored.
Yeah, I just punched myself back into reality. I was bored non-existing.
I got bored in non-existence, so I decided to re-exist. But doesn't being bored imply you existed?
Who has time for that? To figure that out.
Who has time for that? You need to dodge this move before I'll give you a special move. Wait, what? Splat.
I'm going to punch you really hard now. Dodge it. What?
And your nuts are gone.
That's nutty.
A virus is a physical thing and not a spirit, so it's not even a question. Well, yeah. Sounds like people who would fit right in with Destiny. A little bit.
Could they even hurt him? Genuine question.
Ichigo? No.
Like, I don't think they could even fight.
Actually, the worst case scenario would be sending Ichigo's friends because they're not dead. And if the virus eats them, it would theoretically gain the ability to attack spiritual creatures. So,
Or, like, at minimum, gain their powers, which is a whole...
Well, like I said, attack spiritual creatures. You know,
I wasn't like
if
gain their powers without understanding them. Like,
right, sure, but it's still gonna attack spiritual creatures.
yeah, I guess.
What is Jack Racken from? Jack Racken is from Negiyama Sensei, which is a unfortunately abruptly ended story about a very based author who says he would rather sink the ship he's on than allow the Japanese government to pirate it.
Based.
No one thought he would do it, and he said, "Bitch, try me," and they did, and so he did it.
Power move.
Yeah, hollows can cause property damage, yes. The spiritual side can interact with the physical world. The physical world
They directly
cannot.
attack your property value.
Yeah. It's a one-way street, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway. Oh, boy. Oh,
okay, yeah,
God.
don't go looking up Negiyama because that pulls up some bullshit slice of life anime.
Yeah, didn't they make a slice of life anime out of that as like a spin-off thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also, that was probably one of the most humorous harem stories I've ever read. I'm your wife from the future. Who the hell signed off on that agreement? You? From the future? Damn me from the future!
Yeah.
Oh. Truly. Our temporally displaced selves always get the better of us. Like, I constantly have to curse past Sneaky for the shit he did purposely to irritate future Sneaky.
I mean, listen, that's 100% in line with your way of thinking.
Hey, Ina does it too.
Yeah.
Ina does it unintentionally.
No!
Plastic is just a dick.
No.
No.
Wow.
If you watched her drawing streams, she screws over future Ina quite often.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
And very cute.
Yes, it is very cute.
That's true, actually, she does.
This is future Ina's problem. Falls asleep on the floor.
Oops.
This is future Ina's problem. Drinks an entire bottle of vodka.
Oh, God.
Oh my
I
god,
think,
can you
you know what?
even
Probably the best
imagine a
version of
drunk
that would be,
Ina?
This is future Ina's problem. Hits on Callie.
Aura.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
No, I was laughing pretty hard when the Caligura Minecraft collab where Callie was cracking into like her 4th bang in the past like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And Gura's
What's
just
the-
like, Callie, are you okay? And she's like, I am vibrating right now.
Yeah, then she looked up like how much caffeine can an adult have in a day.
It's like,
600
how
milligrams.
much caffeine is in a bang?
300 milligrams. Uh-oh.
I mean, we all know the story about that kid who broke his thesis and like got some kind of mystical caffeine stimulant comprised of like Arabian coffee, 4 energy drinks, and crushed up caffeine pills. Finished his paper in 1 day and then promptly collapsed and went to the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good story. It's somewhat like what I did with Max knows about that during finals week.
Oh,
where
that bullshit. Okay,
I
sneaky during
basically
finals week
didn't
was
sleep
bullshit.
and just downed an entire 30-pack of monsters over the course of the week.
Yeah, and I'm like, Sneaky, when's the last time you slept? 3 days ago.
It's like 3-4 days ago.
Are you good to write between exams? Yeah, sure, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Now, to be fair, he was exceptionally productive during that time.
Yeah, we actually had to go back and delete it all because when we went back after like a year, was it, Max? And we looked at the chapter and we were like, why the fuck did we let this go?
And then we rewrote it and brought it up to par.
Yeah. Also, if Ichigo is in his ascended state, he would literally disintegrate people if they came too close to him. Yes.
Also true.
Damn, that was close, said Ichigo as he looked down at the body of ex-Captain Aizen's body. As he looked down on the body of ex-Captain Aizen's body.
Yes.
That's
It's the body of the body.
Bodyception.
Slowly dissolved into dust, but it's finally over, and I didn't have to use the final Getsuga Tensho. End quote. Period.
Yeah, by the way, that was something I never understood. Why he used that? He was fucking winning without it.
I think it was either use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Like he was guaranteed to use all his spiritual pressure anyways. So it was either you use it now, or you never get to use this really kick-ass move, and you might lose the fight because you didn't use it.
Huh.
Yeah, from what
I
I'm aware,
I was under the impression that it was called the Final Getsuga Tensho because that was the thing that was going to give it right. He compressed all his energy into that.
So I might be wrong on this. It has been about a decade.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're all like, I think it works like this.
From what I remember of the manga explanation, which went far more in depth than the anime explanation did, what happens is actually the final Getsuga Tensho is not an actual blade attack like his normal Getsuga Tensho.
Oh,
yeah,
you are correct.
State.
I went to the wiki. You are correct.
Yeah, it's a state that he enters.
Yeah, like he was the final Getsuga Tensho for all intents and purposes.
And so, this apparently this wasn't really properly explained in the anime or something. Because a lot of fans are just like, oh yeah, he just didn't use the final attack, so he kept all of his powers.
Yeah, you're right. No, that you're 100% right. That is how it works, and I was wrong, and I'd misunderstood it.
Yeah, I'm really glad that my brain decided to remember that bit of information and not say what BIOS stands for. You know, the actual information that could get me a job. No, it remembers that decade-old information about a manga I read during school hours. Thanks, brain. Appreciate it. He was watching as Aizen's body dissolved, and then he noticed what had set this whole thing into motion, floating a few inches above Aizen's body. The Haikogen, pretty sure that's not what it's spelled like, which has the power to grant your heart's desires. Simply floated there. Why is this all italicized?
I think that.
I think he just forgot to turn off italics.
Yeah, I think he did. Or he turned it on too early and didn't notice. Also, to be fair, Sneaky, at least this spelling you could pronounce.
Haikogen?
Yeah, I hope that's how it's pronounced. What was that thing? The Hyoga?
It's like the Hogyoku.
Hogyoku, wasn't it?
Hogyoku, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Why did my brain remember that shit?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, I don't remember what it was, and you two rattle off. It's like, oh man, Bleach really got to them.
These are words.
Look, I just like the big swords, okay?
Bleach
big
was one of
swords
the
are
first
pretty
anime
cool.
I watched, and I too enjoyed the big swords.
You know, the best thing to come out of the Quincy arc that it ended with was finally getting to see something more of Kenpachi's stuff, and also finding out why everyone was scared of Unohana.
Yeah.
True.
Lol, said Yamamoto. Lamau.
What if everyone was scared because she was the old Kenpachi? Excuse you?
But Yamamoto, if you do this, you'll die with me. Lol, said Yamamoto. Lamau.
Wait a minute. What do you mean she was the fucking crazy murder hobo?
Oh, I saw
How do you
that
think
from
she
the
got to
beginning.
be such a good doctor?
I saw that from the fucking beginning.
Oh yeah, no,
No,
they've been.
that
I mean,
was
they've
a-
been
that
teasing
was-
that since.
That
like,
was a super common fan theory at first, because
Yeah.
even Kenpachi's like, I'm not gonna argue with this woman.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been low key like teasing it. I think since the start of the Soul Society arc.
literally the start.
Ever since she first showed up, and the first interaction we see between her and Kenpachi like, I am not fighting her. It's like, oh, okay.
I ain't
There's
fucking
something there.
around with that.
Although that is a hell of a swap, going from crazed axe murderer to captain of the healing squad.
Listen, she got to be captain of the. Listen, a really great way to understand how the human body works is to be a crazy axe murderer.
Look, all I'm saying is they promoted
enough.
a crazy axe murderer to the position of head scientist because he dissected so many people that he murdered that he knew how the human body worked. So,
You know, the Soul Society has a real problem with axe murderers.
yes.
Wait, you mean the place where people go after they die has a bunch of axe murderers? Wild!
Oh.
Now they have a problem with promoting the axe murderers. I'm not surprised there's a bunch of axe murderers. I'm surprised how many of them hold positions of power.
Well, yeah, it turns out that
Oh.
axe murderers are surprisingly competent at murder, which is surprisingly a very good thing to be good at when you're in the military.
Interesting.
So anyway, the Hagoku looked like a black marble. Ichigo grabbed it and held it in his hand. This needs to be sealed again, he thought. Or this could easily happen again. But he couldn't
You know
think
what?
of it
Where's
long.
the story where Ichigo goes, "This is mine now"?
Oh, I've actually seen a couple of those. They're pretty good.
I was gonna say, if you could recommend one that's like not trash.
Unfortunately, I think they're all dead. But there was one where they went back in time where Ichigo was like, I can't beat you now, but I can probably beat the you of 20 years ago. And then he uses his heart's desire to call out to the Hogyoku and make them go back in time 20 years or some shit.
Power move.
Yeah, I mean, it
Wait,
is.
no, that's cheating.
It is because the Hogyoku
Oh.
responds to whoever is the dopest, and because at that particular moment, Ichigo was winning, he was the dopest. So the
Yeah.
Hogyoku would be like, "Back in time we go!"
Yeah, and so both Ichigo and Aizen end up back in time, and the entire story is both of them just like running rings around each other and everyone else simultaneously, because they're both trying to like outmaneuver their maneuvers. Because Ichigo already knows everyone that Aizen contacts and all of his plans. So Aizen has to think of a bunch of new plans on the fly, but Ichigo's better at doing that. And everyone's just like, yeah, like, we're gonna pretend that we're actually, like, not crazy, but at the same time, we're both fucking insane.
Hmm.
It was actually pretty good. Yeah, it's unfortunately been dead for 2 years now.
That's
Damn.
so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh no. Anyway.
Ichigo then passed out. Ichigo then woke up in a place he didn't realize.
Ichigo,
Where?
Wait,
did you
Wait.
learn? Did you
Wait.
learn not to take drinks from strangers, Ichigo?
wait, in a place he didn't realize? So is he actively blind?
Well,
guess
Well,
so.
I mean,
Maybe
no,
his
if it's
object
the-
permanence just went to shit.
or alternately, remember, he is a partially spiritual entity. This could be much more metaphysical. This could be a place that has not yet been realized or come into being.
Ichigo falls unconscious.
Like the world
with
was.
Ichigo falls unconscious with the Hogoku. Ichigo wakes up as a girl. Everyone's like, Ichigo,
Become Ranma.
what was your heart's desire?
Them titties. Yeah, the fucking...
He just
Gakugo
falls asleep
is just-
dreaming about Hime's rack. Wakes
It's
up.
actually just a monkey's paw.
Wakes up. Ah, fuck.
Now I have the rack. Booba.
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 Cone just appears out of nowhere. Hmm.
What was it that Gura said? Yes, just like how I like my women, 80% booba, 20% feet.
Yeah. Something like that.
Gura is an existence.
Gura is an absolute mood.
Big true.
Like,
Oh,
I'm
God.
pretty sure we've said this before, but out of all of the EN crew, like, the one I'd want to just meet and hang out with, Gura, right? Just like, Gura, let's go fucking play, I don't know, some shit. Like,
I
Gura,
would
let's
like
go
to
play.
see Dance Dance Revolution. I would like to see all of them play Dance Dance.
I mean, yes, I would like to see that too.
3D
As
stream.
long as I'm not,
That's good.
as long as me and my 3 left feet are not expected to participate.
Alright, so that's 6 people I want to see Dance Dance.
Okay, Sneaky, hear me out. If they were somehow all intelligent enough to understand what was going on, them all playing Stellaris.
Oh god.
A
recipe for disaster.
That's entirely the point.
True.
It's like the board game Diplomacy. The fun is in watching a friendship burn to the fucking ground.
Alright, so if they all knew what they were doing.
That, like I said, that's an important stipulation.
Yeah, if they all knew what they were
Teach
doing.
them the game first.
I would think Ina would go for a science victory where she would try and out-tech people. Ame would probably try and troll people by capturing as many star systems as possible. That would purposely, like, encircle people.
Oh, yeah.
Gura would probably try and spam armies. Either Gura or Callie would try and spam armies. And Kiara
Yeah.
would spend most of her time trying to, like, name all of the world's clever things.
True.
Also, Ina would be doing that, but she's already doing a science victory, so it doesn't really matter what she's doing.
She will be doing that, but way faster.
She'll activate all 3 neurons.
No, she just activates the pod neuron. They just come flowing in.
Ugh.
The puns will blow
Yeah,
up
like,
the
you
sun.
know what? I feel
That's
like
our punishment.
I feel like Kiara would be the one who goes and looks up whatever the most fucking meta-ass PvP build is.
Yeah.
And then
That'd
she
be
would
like
fail.
late game. Like, she would spend like the first half basically like just faffing about, and then she would like get frustrated and then look up the meta build and be like, okay, this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of which, Callie, I was trying to watch Callie play Doom again, and that was oh boy. Somehow,
Not recommended.
with each episode, she gets worse at the game.
Okay, but Sneaky, that's still less bad than watching Ina try to play Strive.
And she did pretty
Sorry.
good. No,
Yeah,
hold on, no,
right.
Hang on.
she did
What?
pretty good. She had Callie
No.
as a teacher. She did pretty good.
Okay, yes, but Sneaky, counterpoint, she doesn't even know what numpad notation is. Like, I'm not saying that,
Okay,
like, oh, she doesn't know what numpad
counterpoint-
notation is, what a casual...
Counterpoint, neither does Callie.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Callie was talking mad shit during the closed beta periods for Guilty Gear Strive, and she didn't even know numpad notation.
No, she definitely knows numpad notation.
No, there's no way she knows numpad notation.
They
No, so
don't.
Max, basically what ended up happening is post the closed beta, Callie realized that maybe it wasn't a case of her being good at Strive, and it was a
No, it
case
was
of
the-
all
it
of
was
her
the-
friends being worse than her.
Oh, it was. I sent you private messages because I happened to catch up the stream, and I said, "I'm in pain. This
Yeah.
hurts." She was talking mad shit. What happened?
Yeah, the problem is Callie came to understand she was a basement king.
Yeah. She was a basement kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she found out in the worst way possible.
Oh yeah,
Live
Though
on
I'm-
stream.
Though
I'm
I
hot
will
shit.
say, by far, one of the funniest moments that Callie has had with an online interaction so far has been her in Shadowverse, where she's like, "Alright guys, I'm going to open it up to the
Yeah,
fans
yeah.
now. First game, #1 in Korea!
Yeah, it's like the Korea 2020 Winter
World
Champion.
Championship!
Yeah, I heard about that one. I'm sure that was
And she's
pain.
just like,
No,
"Are
and then
you
it's like-
fucking kidding?"
No, the best part was then it's like, okay, the guy, okay, haha, the Winter 2020 champion beat my ass. Who's next? Like Summer 2020
Yeah.
American champion.
Right? And she's just like, "Are you fucking kidding
Wait.
me, guys?"
You know, another champion hopped in,
Yes,
like
no,
a-
I'm not
oh.
kidding.
This is extremely common when she plays
I don't
Shadowverse.
remember if it was. I don't remember if it
Oh.
was the second or third.
Yeah, it's
like-
extremely
Right.
common when
The
she does
first fight was
Shadowverse.
a Korean Winter champion, and then
Yeah.
I don't remember if she got like a fight in against a normal person.
She did.
But yeah, and then it was like a Summer 2020 champion, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Guys,
it was
at
funny.
what point do people have the thought of, I've literally been at the top of this game in the last 2 years. This is totally okay for me to do.
I just think it's
Like-
funny. Oh, look, I
Yeah.
just
It
think
is
it's funny.
hilarious, but I'm always curious when like top players like, I'm gonna hop in on this. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen here, guys?
I mean, okay,
Everyone
look, some,
knows-
I
like,
mean,
if,
they're
you,
gonna
if you
roll
show
their
up with
own
like a,
estimate.
Everyone
No, no,
knows
okay.
exactly what's going to happen, and that's why they're there.
Yeah.
look, here's the thing, right? If I let's pretend I somehow became wildly popular on the internet and I was streaming, say, Magic the Gathering, right?
Yeah.
Right. If like one of the fucking like Summer 2021 or like the Fall 2021 champion showed up, right? I'd be like, what the fuck, man? You are obviously better than me, right? I would be way less mad if he showed up and it's like it's the squirrel deck, right?
Right.
Show
Plays
up
an
with a meme deck,
absolute
And I'll
meme
be
deck,
way
yeah.
less upset.
Yeah.
Why does Magic the Gathering have a squirrel deck? That's what I'm focusing on now.
Oh, and Magic the Gathering has every kind of deck, and they're all hilarious.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
they
ba-
are.
Oh.
that's reliant on summoning 1/1 squirrel tokens and making them fucking disgusting.
It's still not as bad as the white-green enchantment deck that's just like, oh, by the way, I summoned like 64 tokens. They're all 2/2s with vigilance and hexproof. And by the way, I gain life per turn equal to the amount of tokens on the field. Have fun.
Oh, and I also have the green. I have 3 copies of the green card that lets me shuffle my library. That lets me shuffle my discard into my library.
Yeah, it's, oh my god, I hate it so much. But anyway, a fun little story real quick before we actually get back to the story is
By
that
the way, I'm
actually
sorry. I gotta
happened.
complain. The fucking blue time deck combined with
Yeah.
the green shuffle
Yeah.
hand deck.
it's,
Who thought that was okay? Who the fuck thought that was okay?
not okay. So we weren't streaming, but Robert and Trevor, two people I knew back in the day. We used to play
Let's be clear, they're
StarCraft.
not dead. He just doesn't talk to them anymore.
Yeah. Back in StarCraft, we decided we were going to try and get good at 3v3 ranked, right? And we're doing pretty good in the placement rounds. We're doing pretty good in the placement rounds. We're doing pretty good in the placement rounds. It's our final placement round. And we're like, okay, we have just been blitzing through these placement rounds. We have been destroying the competition. We're probably going to get, like, diamond ranked, because it goes like copper, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, Master, Grandmaster. And we're like, okay, let's do this. And so we go in there and we absolutely destroy the other team. We're like, fuck yeah. And then we look at who we actually fought. And we fought the number 3 team in North America.
Huh.
And we're like, oh.
Did they
Oh,
start?
n-
Did they start trying after that?
Oh, no. It's actually worse than that. So basically, because we did so well and we ended up beating the number 3 team in North America, the placement was like, oh, wow, you guys are just like the best players ever. You're in Grandmaster rank.
Actually,
Oh
what?
no!
No, what happened was they got hit with the Smurf detection system. I'm not kidding.
Huh.
Oh, so you guys just got catapulted right to the fucking killer.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they got shot to Grandmaster.
We got shot right in the Grandmaster. We're just like, okay, well, let's give it a shot. We never won a game that season.
Yeah. Oh, you
Poor
cause
motherfuckers.
like
Oops.
no
I'm
offense to you guys,
sorry.
I am positive that you encountered the number 3 team. Like they must have been blitzed out of their fucking minds.
No, what happens is so basically, StarCraft 2 is broken into 2 sections of players. So you have your lower ranked players that are very brawly, very cheese strats, very just like death balls and all that sort of stuff, right? Where upper level, like Master, Grandmaster ranked players do a lot of micro with their units. They're using every ability. They're fucking pressing tab like they got an electroshock therapy on them.
They're moving. How do you say? They're going around to
They're
like-
adjusting each Marine's individual pixels so they're properly
luckily-
angled.
Luckily, it's never that bad. But they're doing shit like, oh, hey, I need to make sure that this is positioned in this concave to get the best DPS from my Marines.
Yeah, basically. And so what ended up happening was we entered into the Grandmaster arena with absolute fucking cheese strats. And none of the Grandmasters were ready for it.
No, that happens a lot. There are people who will make it to not that there are any StarCraft 2 tournaments anymore, but there are people who will make it to StarCraft 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
And people will be like, "Oh, they're just a fucking cheese player. All they know how to do is cheese." And by the way, it's one of the most gratifying things in the world when they show that they are not in fact just a cheese player, but that doesn't happen nearly as often as I would.
First off, that is the most suffering for success story you've ever shared with me, Sneaky. Second, that's not surprising because oftentimes what happens in those situations is the people who know what they're doing are like, surely they're not this stupid. And they're caught off guard because they are indeed that stupid.
So basically, what our cheese strat was, it was a Zerg rush, Marine rush, Zealot rush, but taken to an extreme. So basically, I would suicide my entire economy just to blitz them with Zerglings. And no recovery. It takes me.
So we're talking every larva was a Zerg, not even workers.
No, I'm talking to the point where it takes me about 15 minutes past if we somehow make it past the Zealot rush stage. So we got 4 stages. If we make it past the Zealot rush stage, it takes me about 15 minutes to come back online. That's how hard I suicide my economy to do this. So
okay.
Yeah, it's a 100 or nothing, scenario, and I usually take out 1 to 2 players with me doing this, and that buys Rob enough time to get his Marines out, so he can prevent them from building defenses.
Was it just a Marine ball, or was it like a Marine Marauder ball?
It was just a Marine ball. And then gives Trevor enough time to get his 6 Warp Gate rush up and just spam Zealots until we win. I told you, it was absolute cheese turned to 11. And then if that doesn't work, both of them go on defensive and let me build up my Operation Rolling Thunder, which is where I get like 50 overlords, load them all up with banelings, and then fly into the enemy base, dropping them as I go.
Oh,
That's why it's called Operation Rolling Thunder. Because I'm just dropping living bombs on them.
you know,
Base.
you're not being dishonest.
This is completely accurate.
And it's like, you think, oh, they have anti-air defenses up. That surely will stop you, right? No,
No. It will
not enough.
Not if I have more air than you have defense.
Yes. That is what one of the top Zerg players
Ah,
actually taught me.
You didn't dedicate 200 supply to Vikings?
You know,
Pretty much, actually.
there's one thing I appreciate about playing with Sneaky, and that's just how hard he'll go at this stuff. Like, he gets set up with an island in a Civ 5 game, and he has like no resources, so his entire coast. No, he has an entire continent with like no resources. His entire western coast and southern coast were just watches
That's just
guarding
my
the sea.
story. They couldn't land
Yeah, that
on
was
my
it.
island.
Like, there was no one else on this small continent. It was just him. There were like no resources, but by God, he was gonna make sure no one was stepping foot on there.
We had Australia.
Damn right.
No,
Basically,
Australia's got a
yes.
lot of resources.
He had Australia after it's been strip mined
Yeah, pretty much. Oh god, those were games. Those were games.
with a lot more rockets and
Those were
gunpowder.
games. But yeah. So yeah, Ame has nothing on Pecora. Yeah, obviously.
War Crime Central.
No one has anything on Pecora with how many war crimes she commits.
She is a rabbit.
Very true.
So yeah. Anyway, so the point is, the author proceeds to like vividly describe what Ichigo looks like for some reason, despite it being a Bleach story, and I just never understand it. It's like, this is a Naruto story. Is it a crossover? No, it's just Naruto. Oh, okay. So how are you gonna start the story? A blue-eyed, blonde-haired child with whisker marks ran through the streets. Who could this child ever be? The author, please.
Author, please.
The Hitler Youth.
So for a second, I thought you were gonna say a blue-haired boy. I was like, oh, I see. This is the most interesting Naruto story I've heard yet. It's Marth. We're gonna replace Naruto with Marth.
Marthruto.
No, that'd be something.
No, listen. You still get the power of talk no jutsu and friendship, just not the way you're expecting.
And how do you think you're gonna beat me? I have a sword. And?
I have a bigger sword.
And an excellent charisma stat.
He's gonna hit you with just a tip.
So blah blah blah, he's in a hospital or something. And then he vividly describes Orihime. And then vividly describes Chad. And then vividly describes Rukia. And then vividly describes Renji. Ichigo, thank God you're alright. I was worried. There's no way I would die. After all, what would you do without me? Oh, so we're already putting dialogue into the same paragraph. Very cool.
Excellent.
Sid.
Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, garbage, blah blah blah. We couldn't get the Hogyoken out of your hand, you clenched it too hard. He lifted up the hand and let go. And the Hogyoken sat there, and everyone looked at it, and he looked at it, and they looked at him, and he looked at it. And he's like, oh. Now what? Blah blah blah, I have a headache. What's happening now? Everyone's celebrating. Blah blah blah. robes, Zangetsu, Sheikah State, blah blah blah. Let's get dressed and end this war, blah blah blah. And then that was it. That's the first chapter. That's why I didn't really want to read it. It's fucking garbage.
Epic.
It's fucking cringe. Ah, yes, the Bleach readers who have read Bleach but don't know what the characters are. Yes.
What the fuck is a bleach, and how do I drink it?
Quite. So how do you guys... Oh god, what the... Oh no. Do I really want to?
I don't think you do. At least I don't want you to.
No, hold on a second. What the fuck's going on with that? What are you doing? What are you doing, Google? I know for a fact I didn't add any of these. I am 100% certain. Yeah, no. 20 years after Ruby down. Wait, hold on. No, we did. No, did we? No, maybe.
I don't think we did this. Maybe. Oh my god. Oh god. I just looked at that fucking word to review to favorite ratio.
Oh.
Oh
no.
god. Oh god.
What the fuck?
Oh no.
Alright, let's cover it, boys!
I mean, with that kind of ratio, you pretty much have to. Holy fucking shit.
Holy shit.
What the fuck happened there?
I don't know.
Shit.
I'm however worried.
Yeah, you have every right to be.
I don't see why you're worried, Sneaky. You know, what happened? I don't see why you're worried.
Have we covered this one?
No idea.
No.
Sneaky, the Google AI has cottoned on. It enjoys our suffering and wishes to add to it.
Am I just insane?
Maybe.
We've definitely covered this one. Doom Effect V2, and we've 100% covered that.
Oh, we've covered that.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we covered that. All right, so this is Fade Legacy. This is our last story for tonight. I don't know how to feel about this. This story.
I would say the safest emotion to start with is disgust, and we can work back from there.
This story started in 2017. It finished. That's right. This is a completed story. It finished in 2020. Over the course of 3 years, the man wrote 15 fucking books. 3 years. 5 books a year he wrote for this.
Yeah.
Also, the title art.
Yeah.
The character for F is just grungy son, and the character for E is just angry Jean. Get a look at those.
That's
my
it.
God.
That's female John.
Ugh.
That's color palette swapped Emerald. Female John, palette swapped Mercury with both legs. And yeah, that's like a grungy.
I appreciate that clarification
grungy
there.
son.
Both legs.
Yeah, wow, this is like simultaneously effort, but no.
Yeah.
There was effort, but it might have been a little misplaced.
So
Effort in all the wrong places.
let's just cover these stats. So like 165 chapters, 1.5 million words. It was updated over the course of 3 years. So
3.5 years almost.
Yeah, 3.5-ish years. All right, so that's like what? 150. It's like 170 weeks. He basically updated every single week until he finished.
About 10k words a week.
10k words a week. This dude updated 10k words a week for 3 years and has managed to only get 77 favorites.
I mean, on one hand, you gotta respect that level of dedication. Like,
Oh, absolutely respect the player. But what the hell?
Yeah. The fuck happened here?
And like, just like, it's one thing to be like, oh, maybe people just didn't pay attention to it because, you know, it was some sort of whack ass 20 years after Ruby story, right? And it was a bunch of OCs, and everyone's like, man, I'm not gonna read that. You know, fine, maybe that could be the case, except there is 751 reviews.
Yeah.
Which we have to read, obviously.
Obviously.
So let's see what the reviews are for chapter 165. Only 4 people. This man read nearly 1 million words in 4 hours. Bro, did you even comprehend?
What? How
Did you
the
even
fuck?
comprehend anything that was written?
Wait.
I don't think he did, because this is the review he left.
Hang
Great
on.
story. Worth the 4 hours I spent binge reading it.
This man was reading fucking 400,000 words. Wait, the 4,000 words a fucking minute.
What the fuck?
How the fuck?
I loved everything about this story. This is why I don't think this man actually read the story then. Because like he's like, oh
Yeah.
man, this story was so amazing and awesome and everything about it was the best. And it's like, bro, you read it 4,000 words a fucking minute. How did you comprehend that?
Yeah.
Congratulations on finishing your story. It was a long and tough road, but you churned out the best AU in the fandom's history. May
Oh,
you be
boy,
successful
done.
in
I
all
mean-
you do.
The market has spoken. And they say no.
This has been one hell of a journey. This is, without a doubt, the best fanfic I have ever read. If you decide to do a sequel, I will read it. Dude, he did like 14 sequels.
In the same fucking story.
I will 100% be reading it. Honestly, a spin-off to this story where the characters hang out would be something I would love to also read. But you could do more spin-offs. When I first started reading this was a few months before COVID-19. I was hesitant to read this fic as it was long. But I gave it a try, and after a few chapters, I was hooked. Also, anyone who is reading this review to see if it's worth getting into, I guarantee you will not regret it.
I think all of these reviews are just like the same 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, because listen, they're doing their best to engage in sucking others into their delusion.
Best story this man has ever read. There is only 27 favorited stories, and half of them are core.
Yeesh.
Oh god, all of these are cringe.
Yeah.
Oh god, all of these are cringe.
Looking at the reviews, it seems like
Team
There's a
Ruby
lot of
watches
people-
JoJo. Like, I just want to point
Yeah.
out that this story is in his favorites, and it's being compared to Fate Legacy, and he's saying Fate Legacy is the best story he's ever read. It's like, bro.
well, I mean, it's probably a better story than reading JoJo, whatever the fuck.
Like, bro, this is the best story I've ever read. Also reads, Ruby times Oscar doing regrettable things while drunk.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's better in the way that, like, stepping on a fucking ton of Lego
This
bricks
is the best
is better
story
than stepping on
I've
a
ever
landmine.
read. Yang times Ruby.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey.
I don't really think this is the best story I've ever read really holds that much weight when it's like, yeah, this is the best boat I've ever been on. I know it's made out of literal shit that's been compacted into hardened planks, but the last boat I was on literally had a hole in the floor. It's like,
The last
okay,
boat I was on was just a fucking A-plank, singular.
right? And it's just like,
There wasn't
you
even a
really
boat,
don't
it's
have
just
the
me in
room
the
to say this
ocean.
is the best boat you've been on then. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, it's just, that was the best car ride I've ever had. How many car rides have you been on? Just this one.
Not wrong, but kind of weird. Not gonna lie.
Imagine if he had Fate Gamble on his favorites list.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably rather read
Oh
Fate's Gamble than
god,
that.
this is so freaking cringe. Max, listen to this. Are you listening, Max?
Yes, I'm here.
I think Max is trying to forget about life.
He's trying to not.
Beyond our borders, Gulch, a nation forgotten by Remnant, plans to reconnect to the world, but with new and never before seen threats that lay beyond outside their walls would impede their efforts to make contact?
It's just an RVB Ruby crossover, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
God damn it.
God. Anyway, so yeah, so yeah, let's see what's 161 looking like. Yes. Yep. It looks like it's just the same people leaving reviews on every chapter.
Yeah, there's a few different people further back, but like, it's mostly the same. Maybe 10 people at most.
What the fucking hell is this review? Hi, it's me. I wanted to apologize for my off-color commentary. It was extremely idiotic, stupid, foolish attempt at humor that did not go the way I hoped, and it only made it seem as if I was someone I am not. After reading about celebrities writing stuff online that they later regret, you'd think I would know not to do the same thing. In a way, I want to thank you. Because of that and your response, I am now more focused on making sure my comments are properly censored. I even check them twice before sending them. Thank you very much. I understand that if you do not accept my apologies, I just want to tell you that the offer to read my fic once it starts is still open. I'm going to apologize to you and remind you that you are still allowed to read my fic.
Oh lord, what else would I do if I couldn't read my
a
Major
whale
Brony
on my back.
95's fic? Oh
No.
god.
If you do not want to read it anymore, that is also fine. I love your writing style, and I think you are a great inspirational writer. That being said, with this latest chapter, you have really outdone yourself. You have gone above and beyond, and have expanded your overloaded mind with characters, grim, and situations to make this AU of Remnant and Ruby possible. And to make 1 in a million words, I am probably going to come up with a quarter of the stuff you do. This series is coming to a close unless you decide to continue it. In that case, I'm excited. The battle against all those Grimm was awesome, and your usage of Chernobog was great. He's my favorite Disney villain.
What?
Oh,
Wait,
oh no.
wait, what?
Why is Chernobog suddenly involved here?
I don't know, and I'm worried to find out.
What chapter is this?
161.
Why?
The Spider Grimm were cool too. I just realized the actual show doesn't have many creepy crawly Grimms other than the Deathstalkers, the Centennials, and Beetle Grimm that Cinder used on Amber. Here, however, we have those, Locusts, and many others. I forgot that if you had a Mantis Grimm or not, and that'd be neat.
Probably not. Honestly.
In my story, Spider Grimm will be frequent. and the main character has arachnophobia.
That sounds like you're a dick.
Yes. I'm glad
Fair
that
enough.
Ether is okay, and blah blah blah, Ollie, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, wedding.
Oh shit, they dragged Hololive into this.
Blah blah
Oh, no.
blah. Oh no. This is the story how Ollie actually dies. Sadly,
no.
another huntsman dies. Blah blah. Too bad about the Pantheon. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah. So, what was his off-color commentary? Like, is that like a chapter 160, 161 maybe? Like, is there an author's note we can look at here?
Hang on,
I
I'm just
have
going
no
to this
idea.
roof and check. Let's see.
What the fuck is this author's note? Meet Chernobog, the Alpha Gargoyle. Why?
Yeah, not even subtle, dude.
Wait.
Not even subtle.
Wait. Oh, he responded. Bottom of 162.
Bottom of 162, he responded.
Yeah, but well, to the ass kissing review.
Ass kissing review. Where's that? Red versus blue. Thank you for the reviews. Regarding your off-color comments, I'm glad you recognize you said was offensive. I'm a straight man, so it's not my place to accept apologies.
Oh no, he insulted the gays.
Yeah, I guess he did insult the gays. Recognizing your mistakes is blah blah blah. So is this a review that he left on like 160 then?
Who knows or cares?
Don't know.
Reviews
I mean-
found. I guess it was
mean,
deleted.
At this point, I'm kind of going in just to see it, like morbid curiosity. Wait. 144, I think.
It really bugs me how you don't
Okay,
have a gay
well,
relationship in chapter 1.
Well,
Well,
okay,
I
look at
think-
144 as one review.
I
Let
thi-
the gays find each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even the same guy.
No, okay. So with the commentary from chapter 1, however, I think I'm building a picture here of what's going on in this story. You made bird puns, and that makes me happy. Woohoo! Your story, blah blah blah. The sibling dynamic between Arctis and Athena and COVID and Fluffier.
I'm sorry, what was that name?
What the fuck? Wait, they've done other stories like this? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so no, it looks like Mars Rising is the only one they've done before. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. No. Oh. Oh no. Oh wow, they've written another 500,000 word story.
Oh boy.
Called The Downward Spiral. Another story called Mars Rising, Part 5 of the Spiralverse. Oh no, is Fade Legacy part of this? A spin-off to the Downward Spiral. Oh no. Oh no.
It goes deep.
Oh god, this is like the more.
Oh yeah, it's like the more.
It just
oh
keep,
no.
the more you look, it just keeps expanding into more.
Oh no.
Oh god. This is horrifying. They've written a lot of words. I'm a British
Yeah.
man from Yorkshire.
That's true. The
Unfortunate.
British have shit taste, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but the internet is the internet, so I'll say it. I will tolerate no bigotry regarding race, gender identity, sexuality, physical or mental disability from any. Wait.
Boy, have I
wait.
got bad fucking news for you!
Oh, okay. Hold on. I thought for a second there he was saying he wasn't going to tolerate any physical or mental disability. No, he's just saying he won't tolerate bigotry around it.
No.
From anyone interacting with my works or my readers. That being said, I've found that imposing a standard weeds out those who lean right, like the bigots they are. So I'll add I'm perfectly willing to discriminate on politics, and anyone that leans right is not welcome here.
Oh no. Anyway.
Boy, have I got terrible news for you, sir.
Oh,
Just try and stop us.
oh.
No, listen here.
Thank you.
We don't mind that you don't want us here because we don't want to be here.
Also true.
Not because of your policies, but because you're writing, you specifically, the human about whom I know nothing about gender, sexuality, or race, except that you're British.
Oh.
Your writing as a human being is shit. I object to you on a level of a human being to another human being.
Your existence is unwarranted.
So someone decided to follow me right after that little bit.
You're welcome, Sneaky.
Perfectly timed. No, not your bit, my bit.
Oh.
Oh, man.
No.
I was like, oh, conservatives not welcome here. So anyway, you've been followed.
Oops. Based.
Oh god. So what's the largest story that this guy's read? Apparently. Prince of the Dark Kingdom. What the fuck? Oh, it's still going. It's been going for 13 years.
14, Sneaky. 14.
Oh no.
Hey, it's 7:50. How about we just don't?
Oh, we're not going to. I just want to look at this.
Thank God.
10 years ago, Voldemort created his kingdom. Now a confused young wizard stumbles into it and carves out a destiny. Alternative universe. Non-Dark Harry. Mentor Voldemort.
How? What?
Why? 148 chapters. 1.2 million words. 11,000 reviews. 8,500 favorites. It's been ongoing for 14 years.
Pain.
That's a level of dedication that I don't ever want to have. Gotta learn to let things go, man. Gotta learn to let things go.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls story.
Oh no.
1 million words.
But why? Actually, how?
City of Townsville was in ruins and the rest of the world wasn't far behind, for Mojo Jojo had seized control and the Simian Empire was taking over. The only thing capable of stopping them are the Powerpuff Girls. There was one small problem, however. How were they supposed to save the day when they no longer had powers? It's an 11-book series about depowered Powerpuff Girls trying to turn back time and save the world from Rise of the Apes.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes time.
I never thought I would say that in a fucking sentence, but here I am.
Yeah.
Here you are in 2021, trapped in your house because of a new global pandemic, uttering those words. Truly, God has abandoned us.
Oh god. Oh god, what is this Ruby story? The strongest are those who can get back up with the bitter taste of defeat still fresh in their mouths. Ruby and her new team are trying to save as many as they can while they wait for Cinder's next move. But
Look,
Cinder
all I'm gonna say is
has a new weapon in store for the huntsman in training, and this weapon is a familiar face. John times Pyrrha, John times Ruby.
Listen, all I gotta say is, based on the way all the fanfiction goes,
5,000.
Ruby's certainly getting back up after a bitter taste in her mouth, but it's not defeat, folks.
It's definitely a defeat.
Pain.
Yes, existence is pain. No, you're not allowed to leave. You still owe your corporate masters more money.
No.
Gangrel Slate and Weiss Slate, formerly Schnee,
Apparently he did. I don't know if we talked about this. He did separate the story into volumes. Apparently, he wrote 12 volumes.
Yes.
That's.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, he wrote 12 volumes, but didn't separate them into actual separate chapters or
Stories.
Yeah. Like, I understand, right? Like, I get it. You know, it is technically speaking all one story, but like, and like, I also get it. Like, it's also like a numbers thing. Like, a lot of people, you do actually lose a decent chunk of people when you know, end a story and move on to its sequel and like start it up as a new separate story. Like, you actually do lose a chunk of people every time you do that. And so, like, I understand the thought process behind, oh, I'll just keep it all in one thing. But it also is like, these are separate books, effectively. So they should be separate stories. Effective.
Yes, but Sneaky, that's work.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, this fantastical masterpiece of an opening chapter starts off with the author narrating how hot the main character is.
Okay.
There's a distinct lack of grammar present, just in general. I don't think there was any grammar here. I don't know, there's a comma. No periods, but there was definitely commas.
Damn. I mean, that's all you need, isn't it?
They don't know what dialogue tags are or how to end them. Wow, that's a really unfortunate name. Athena Jade Slate. But Athena Jade is her first name.
Yeesh.
Yeah. New Vale. The city wasn't destroyed. Blah blah. Yeah, it's just like, maybe the story would be a little bit better and I would like actually give it more attention if it was like not a Ruby rewrite. But it is. Well, it's not like a Ruby rewrite, it's a semi-Ruby rewrite but also a fan fiction based off of another fan fiction, which is based off of another fan fiction, which is an AU of Ruby. So it's just, I just really don't have interest. Like, you'd have to really like the original series to be like, I'm gonna go read this spin-off that's 1.5 million words long of a series the guy never even finished yet. It's like if George R.R. Martin just stopped writing the current book in the series right now and then started publishing this like massive spin-off series that actually goes nowhere in terms of plot of the original story. And just focused on that for like the next 7 years. And actually finished it. But like it doesn't like flesh out or do anything with the main series that takes place like 70 years later.
Yeah.
Also, these freaking names. Corvid Yao Long. Really? You're just gonna straight up just be like, Bird Yao Long. Can't even be subtle anymore, eh? Can't be clever like Crow or Raven. No, it's just Corvid.
I mean,
This dude is
you know,
fucking Corvid.
yeah.
Your name?
Latin
Corvid.
is cool, right?
Guess what people are gonna call you in school? Corvid.
COVID.
Yeah.
You got named after that fake disease.
Cringe.
Anyway, yeah, it's just, oh my god, there is just so much terrible spag in this chapter. Oh no. Oh god. It's a spin-off to the Downward Spiral, which is actually connected to the Downward Spiral by a separate one-shot that covers the 20-year time gap between the two. I can't believe how many people love my OCs.
Me neither.
Truly a
I
punishment
can't believe
from
how
God.
many people love my OCs, I say, as I highlight his favorites and follows number.
Yeah. I mean, those 4 people sure are very active, though.
Alright, well, you know what? This story is what it is. If you guys are curious, the link is in the Discord if you want to read this hellscape, but, you know.
No, actually.
I give it like a 2 out of 10, and those 2 points are only because the author, A, finished it, and B, wrote
That much.
1.5 million words.
We'll give credit for
Prolific, yes.
prolific writing. Like,
Yes. Actual proper usage of the prolific, yes.
like, listen, we will respect the fact that you put some fucking hustle and effort in.
We
would ask that you refrain
from
doing so in the future.
Good. It's just there was definitely a hustle.
The hustle existed.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
Shouldn't have, but it does. Anyway, so yeah, we'll call it a night here. It's now 9 o'clock, which means it's time for sign off. Which is going to be today's Tuesday, so we'll see you guys on Friday because there is always more, and it always gets worse.